Adventure Island too.
Okay, well, I'm a little off center. But you know what? What are you going to do? What can you do?
You can fix it.
I can fix it. Who can fix it? We can fix it. Hi, everybody.
Hi. I'm going to click the like button. There we are.
How's it going?
This is going pretty all right.
Yeah. You're just showing me some pretty crazy, good-looking S-video shots. From the Turbo Nanza and the enhanced S-video mode in the Tank 4K.
Yeah, I spent like most of today just tweaking it a little bit. I think
were you taking screenshots, or how do you make sure that it's
just getting my nose up at the screen and
yeah,
eyeballing it, you know?
Yeah.
It's a little tricky because I don't know, some of the PC Engine's video modes are a little strange.
Yeah.
So, but I think I've learned a decent bit about more about making analog profiles.
Mm-hmm.
So I see Lord X Mujin is asking, enhanced S video, does it make N64 look any better than the 5X? Yes. It's not as perfect as RGB video, but basically what enhanced S video does, if you have the means to get S video fed into the VGA input on the RetroTink 4K, so there are other ways to do it, but the only way that I have experience with is using the SVS. So you have S video input on the SVS and then use one of the VGA output modules to go into the back that can send all the signals. You select the enhanced S video mode from the inputs, and basically what it does is it sends the Luma portion of S video through the decoder for RGB and component, and it sends the chroma through to the standard analog composite and S video decoder. So it's like you basically kind of have to line up the luma and the chroma and, stuff.
And
But
stuff.
basically, it may, so the pixels can be as sharp as like RGB or component. It's just that the colors may bleed a little bit, but it creates a pretty darn convincing illusion. And especially if you're using like scan lines or anything like that, then you probably won't even notice the difference. Other than that the colors are accurate. That's the exciting thing for PC Engine. It's like the sharpest way to get accurate colors out of original hardware with that method. So pretty neat. I'm making a video about it, and I am going to have that done before the Switch 2 comes out, no matter what. As to whether as for the timing of the release on that, though, it's hard to say. We may potentially sit on it a little bit, maybe a week, because we're going to do like a Switch 1 tribute.
Yeah, but it's going to be a more casual type thing. We're just going to be talking about like the games that kind of, I guess, define the system for us.
Yeah.
And, like it's impossible to say like, oh, these are all Switch exclusives, because they're not. It's just games that either we played first on the Switch or they're exclusive.
Right. And there might be a few games that we didn't technically play first on the Switch, but the Switch version is like notable enough that we just wanted to give it a shout out. Yeah. But for the most part, we're like, yeah, these are games that made their first impression to us on the Switch, and we're going to record that, I think, Tuesday. We're going to do it ad lib style. Yeah. Then have that out before the Switch 2 launches. I saw Skull in our Discord say, since today is Sunday, technically the beginning of the week, technically the Switch 2 releases next week. But doesn't feel that way because it's not actually like this week, but it's the next week. Yeah, technically. Yeah. I'm getting a little excited about it. I wish that I was more like, I don't think I will probably end up getting a digital Mario Kart. Just I feel like you're going cave. Yeah, but I'm also kind of thinking about maybe getting a Breath of the Wild cartridge. Oh, okay. Just mainly, it sucks it doesn't include the DLC on there, but also we have like launch cartridges of the Switch 1 version, and it just like something like that. Then it's like, okay, so these will have like bug fixes and stuff in it. Right. Yeah. I mean, I've decided to splurge for Kirby, especially because it has new content anyway. Yeah. I'm going to hold off a little bit or maybe a little bit on getting the Zeldas, because they're expensive. But I want them. But I the first one I'm going to do is Kirby. But yeah. Yeah. But yeah. I think you're going to cave on Mario Kart. I mean, I feel like Mario Kart, definitely it won't be to the same extent because it's not going to be as big or vast or open as Zelda. But I mean, with everyone playing at the same time, there could be some element of like the spirit behind like Breath of the Wild that we experienced, right? Yeah, like, especially since people don't really know like what to expect. And honestly, the more I've thought about it, the more I'm like, like, I don't know. Everyone is going to be playing Mario Kart. Like, game chat could actually maybe be kind of fun. Like, I wouldn't play it in the mode where it like the windows are like inset. But I don't know. Maybe it could be fun. Like, just an easy way to, well, especially if if you like connect and like play together. I don't know. Who knows? I'm getting kind of excited about Mario Kart. So yeah, well,
tonight we're going to be excited about Super Adventure Island 2.
I know, as excited as the voice that calls it out on the title screen.
Yeah.
Because this is Adventure Island 2.
And you know what? It's not wrong.
It's not. It's true.
All right, so I can delete. There's only one save file on here.
Oh, I forgot that this is a battery game.
Yeah, I did not change the battery.
Password.
I probably should have.
Yeah, I thought it was password. Wow.
Let me adjust my camera location here.
I feel like your phase may be off.
So I thought I fixed it. I mean, it has the sample rate detection is like the auto decimation phase, and
right. I personally find auto phase to not be that.
Yeah, but you know what though? I'm not gonna get in there and dial it in myself every single time manually.
Well, I mean, you can save it. You can. I think with it detects that sample rate, it will then use the manual phase that you saved. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. But
I mean, I saw like
game,
something in like his hat. You could see like a little something in the red happening.
Yeah,
but
it's not going to be super apparent for this game.
No.
It looks like you might be scaled up a little bit too big because like the super on the title screen is.
No, that happens. It's off the screen on here too. It just
Really?
once the file select comes up, it pushes everything up.
Oh.
It's
Oh. Gotcha. Our first super chat, or not a super chat, a notification that Enchilada has been a member for 19 months in a row, closing in on 2 years. Thank you. Saying not just an adventure, but a super adventure. A joke today. Where do young trees go to learn? Elementary school. So I kind of forget a lot about the structure of this game.
I know that it has an overworld.
Yeah, and
what it kind of makes me think of is like a NES era type port. Like if it was a port of if the first game was an arcade game and they had to port that home.
Right.
Like this.
Right, where it's like, okay, well, let's make it like more console-like. We'll add a world map. We'll make it a little non-linear. You can revisit the stages. You know, you can upgrade your gear. Yeah. It's like Strider NES. You know,
right?
Compared to Strider Arcade. Yeah, 100%.
I got this at the Midwest Gaming Classic, which is also on my shirt right now. That's unintentional, but
oh, I totally forgot to look for shirts there. I meant to.
Well, this is like the Atari one. I just liked it because I got it from the actual like Atari booth there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was there when you bought that. That's right.
So I got $100.
Ooh.
Oh, there's random battles on the overworld?
Oh, I forgot that. Kind of like Zelda 2.
Yeah.
I forgot about that, yeah. Not sure if they are like worth your time.
Well, I bet you, do you level up, I wonder?
I mean, you definitely power up in some fashion. Like, you collect money and, like, gear up and stuff. For some reason, I've forgotten so much about this game. I remember being confused on ice level for a while.
Look at that. There's like a whole menu.
Oh, yeah.
Equipment. I mean, I knew this was like this.
Yeah.
But
It's
I don't know if I
Wonder Boy
realized that it was to this extent. I don't think it's way too much for an adventure island, especially since, you know, we at this point we've had plenty of other normal styled games. Okay, so this
I mean, a big part of Adventure Island's appeal is its simplicity, but I think they were allowed to try something a bit different. I mean, I'm actually not too sure if this released before or after the fourth one on Famicom, which is, you know, kind of described as a Metroidvania, although I've not played much of it, so I don't know a lot about it firsthand.
I gotta find the silver sword and drive it through the rock. Top of the morning to you, sir. All right. I think it's funny that there's random battles on the overworld. I really want to know how to, if you level up or anything like that, though. Unless it's giving me money. It doesn't seem to be giving me money. I think that maybe
not the random. I think maybe in the regular levels.
But I wonder if I have to kill all the enemies for it to work. Oh, that dropped money. Yeah. Okay, so they drop money when you kill them.
Yeah.
Polka. So I'm
Wonder
just
Boy.
seeing what I can find, right? Do you remember it being a fairly big world?
It's not huge, but it wasn't a one-stream game either. Probably 2 streams. Actually, I've been kind of reminiscing lately about a lot of backloggery streams. Let me see.
Right, because you've been downloading all the archives, right? Because
they're already downloaded.
Right.
Okay, yeah. It looks like it was 2 streams.
Then you're uploading to the YouTube channel for that, right?
I'm uploading to the Backloggery YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got them all downloaded because I had to. I mean, we're already past the point where we're already past the point where I think the cutoff for when Twitch was going to be deleting a bunch of stuff. But yeah, it looks like it took us 2 streams. One of them was a bit long too. So
that's okay. Originally, I said that I want to play something that I can probably finish tonight, and of course, this is not that game.
No, it's not. It'll take a little bit to get your bearings. Like you see these like little shrines where you kind of need to bring something, right?
Yeah.
Something about this game I think is causing the phase detection to like go wonky.
This is happening with everything, honestly.
It keeps like going left and right.
Right. It happens. It's happening constantly with Lufia 2 also. That's why I turned off like the it's like the progressive detection, I think, is what, like turning those off maybe stops it.
Yeah, that That might be. Well, I was having a similar problem with PC Engine stuff, and that's why I just made my profiles that I'm working with right now just like single resolution profiles.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't got to worry about with this game anyway, you know.
What's that?
You don't have to worry about like well, I just saw it happen again.
Really?
Yeah.
So it might be the other thing. Hang on. It might be the
I think it's the auto phase. Is it like
yeah, it's like the auto decimation phase or whatever, or is it
auto decimation phase? Or yeah. Just turn it off and
let me turn that other thing back on then.
I can't see the full menu here.
That's all right. But yeah, it was happening with Lufia 2 also.
Mm. Or you could just use that generic Super Nintendo profile I gave you.
So if I do that and then I change this, I go to like that, and that should make it stop doing that.
Okay.
I'm wondering what happens here when I die.
Well, try not to.
I'm probably going to.
Ooh, Zane's dad had homemade pizza.
Really?
Yeah. There was a $5 super chat from Mega X6. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying good evening. I hope today has been good. Yeah.
It's been okay.
I mostly worked today, you know, working on my Turbo Nanza PC Engine video.
Mm-hmm.
Not directly on the video, but working on like dialing in my RetroTink profiles.
Right.
And
I feel like I'm not supposed to go there yet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to be doing what I can do to get that done before the Switch 2 launches, because I know I'm going to be wanting to play a lot of Mario Kart, and you know I might even end up getting into Cyberpunk. Who could say? I mean, I'm definitely like starting it up just because like I want to try it on the Switch. You know, I mean, it's a console launch. You know, you got to try your games.
Yeah, I have the PS5 version, so I'm not going to consider that one.
Yeah, I just wanted to get it mainly because I don't have any version. It has gyro aiming, and it's the only version with gyro aiming. And I wanted to support complete on cart for third-party games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to bring up just in case you need a little nudge at any point.
Yeah, I mean, like, I just feel like I guess I'll try the other side of the map.
So there's only
one place I can go. Do I got it?
Well, there's only like 6 or 7 like full-on levels.
Oh.
So, I can't remember if they ever actually like connect to each other outside the world map.
I thought I was gonna be able to go and find something like a store or something like that to get some equipment. I'm sure I will eventually.
Yeah. So wait, have you equipped? like you have an axe, don't you? Didn't you get it?
I only have a fist, which makes me think that like I'm missing something, or that I missed something.
Let's see. This FAQ has a few tips. It says always equip the most recent weapon you have.
Yeah.
Listen to the stone tablets. Common sense is your friend. When you get anything that will allow you to explore new areas, go back to all of the areas you visited and explore. Items like these include the shovel, jab up and jab down. Well, obviously.
Well, this seems to be the only place I can go right now. I don't have an axe though, unless there's something in the town that I'm missing. Like there's no town. It's just a
there's just like the shop. There's a shopkeeper.
There's a no. It was just one.
Always the innkeeper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, you're going to
Okay. Say the same poke. Okay. All right. I was going the right place.
Okay. Yeah, you just have to explore.
Yeah.
But you can't do everything in that level just yet, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been playing a little, been continuing my Dark Forces run from what I started. Yeah. I the PS5 menu says I'm 72% of the way through, so I think I'll finish it.
Nice. Nice, of course.
And I think that you just by beating the game, you get the platinum trophy.
Oh, really?
There doesn't seem to be anything that doesn't include something that just like happens in a level.
Interesting. You know, speaking of platinum trophies, you know, I think I mentioned the other week that I got, or maybe I didn't actually, but I got all achievements in Psychonauts 2, which was amazing, and that's like I think the first time I've gotten all achievements on an Xbox game. But then I was actually thinking about it today, and I didn't feel like turning my Xbox on. I was going to look on my phone because I have the Xbox app on my phone, but I wasn't logged in. And then I got annoyed with the login process because it sent me a code, and then when I went back to the app, it was like back out to like wanting me to log in, not on the screen where I would enter the code. So I'm like, I'm not doing this. But anyway, I was like, wait a second though, did we get all of the achievements in Monster Boy? We might have.
We did, yes.
I don't know if it was like a 1,000 out of 1,000
it was
game though.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I mean, I assume that it was, yeah. I got a sword.
Oh, cool.
How very Adventure Island-y.
Yeah, so I guess it's maybe the second one.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason we played Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom on the Xbox was because that was the review code we were sent.
Right, exactly.
And so, we ended up like 100%ing it before it was even out.
Yeah, which was fun though, because there's no there's no references, so we had to figure everything out ourselves.
Exactly.
And that's always so fun.
Earlier, because just as kind of like a spoiler for that Switch One tribute video, we're making a list of we're making our individual top 10s, but we're also listing some honorable mentions and some disappointments.
Yeah.
But like part of the honorable mentions are also like games that we feel deserve a shout out.
Right.
Even though we may have experienced them on another console, but like the Switch version is like just as good, you know?
Yes.
And that's very much a case of like Monster Boy.
Right.
But I was thinking about that earlier, and I'm like, like we actually, even though it was like not on a broad scale, like between the two of us, I would say we had like a similar experience to like Breath of the Wild.
Oh, for sure.
Like on a smaller scale and just like between us only. But in a lot of ways, like that early Breath of the Wild exploring was just the two of us, because we went on our trip to LA to shoot the Night Trap stuff.
Yeah.
And we were like literally sitting in the Airbnb playing Breath of the Wild,
Yeah, exactly. That,
just
and that's like
after the Switch released.
Yeah, well, that like made a huge impression on me, especially like it just kind of made the entire experience, I guess. Like defined in many ways like how much I was gonna like this generation. How do I get up to there?
Bitware says, shout out 1-2 Switch, ARMS, and Nintendo Switch Sports. I the only one of those I've played is 1-2 Switch, and that was like very briefly. That was on that LA trip actually, where
oh yeah.
We were hanging out with like we like got integrated in with like the Los Angeles like animation retro gaming community. Like professional animators and animation producers that were into retro gaming, and like went over to this guy's house. He had this
this is very
really awesome projector set up in his living room, and we played. I don't remember much about the game itself, but yeah, we totally played 1-2 Switch. Yeah, that was such a perfect way, really, to spend the week after the Switch came out.
For sure.
Because it really like drove home, like, wow, this thing is real, and the handheld experience is really good. I mean, it was so above and beyond any handheld experience up to that point. From a technical level. Whoa! There's a 1999 from Mike Molt.
Thank you, Mike.
Saying, starting from nothing, how would you set up a dedicated retro gaming area? Which consoles, TV, controllers, etc.? No budget worries. Is a large TV, 80-inch plus, a concern? No budget worries. Okay. First of all, I would personally, I feel that a large TV is not a concern. I like how retro games look blown up real big.
Oh, the hot spring.
Even if you're using an upscaler that has the CRT effects and stuff on it, just make it look like a big CRT. I mean, I would say you go with the latest and greatest LG OLED. Go with a RetroTink 4K. Which consoles? I mean, well, no budget worries. I mean, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, I still wanted to say like building a Mister, like getting like the whatever, like I feel like that's just like, even if budget is not a concern, I would say that probably time is. Like, because time is the like there's never enough time.
Yeah. Certainly it would. A Mister, a Mister could cover a lot of bases. Mister, you've got your Ataris, your ColecoVision, NES, Super Nintendo, Genesis, TurboGrafx, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, PS1, Saturn, tons and tons and tons of arcade games, N64 even. I'm leaving a bunch of stuff. I mean, there's so many things covered by that one thing.
Yeah. And like I said, you save a lot of time.
Yeah. And then
it's a lot of time and effort.
From there, you
build out the stuff that you really want to build out.
Yeah, you supplement that with things that it can't do. So, PS2, GameCube,
right,
Xbox, Wii, and then and like you said, like things that you really want to do, like I would say a Super Nintendo would be a high priority. Super Nintendo, like with like the Edge Enhancer mod, would be really, really good. Genesis, NES, PS1 doesn't need any mods unless you want to get an X Station for ODE loading. And there's also the HDMI mod route. Not for everything, of course, but you can get like
it like goes in the slow motion when you beat the boss.
N64, PS1, Dreamcast looks really good with an HDMI mod, but you want to upscale that, because it's going to be 480p output. But you got to be careful, like going into mods. There was I was doing some back and forth with a guy who was like, he was responding to the, not the most recent M Classic video I did, but the first one that was like M Classic and the 4K Gamer Pro. And he's like, so basically, these won't be able to help me with my HDMI mod. These won't be able to do anything for my HDMI mod N64. And I said, well, nothing good anyway. And then he says, like, is there anything I can use to upscale my HDMI mod N64 from 720p to at least 1440p? I'm like trying to figure this out because I'm like, well, none of the HDMI mod N64s look bad. Have you? And then I finally asked him. I said, like, what mod do you have? Have you heard of the? I think it's called the High Speedido 64.
No.
I think it's High Speedido 64.
That sounds awesome.
Looks like something you can get on AliExpress. I mean, it does look like a digital to digital mod. Although when I asked Fenris Wolf Retro about it, he's like, "Oh yeah, that also has reversed left and right audio channels." Yeah, it's like something you get on. It's something you get on AliExpress, and seems bad-ish. I mean, not that I looked into a lot of details, but yeah, I guess you can kind of get duped or think you're like, oh, well, this is going to be just as good as another mod because it's cheap, but it's cheaper. So yeah, you do gotta be careful about what you do want to get the good mods. But I think Coury has a really good point. Like starting, you can't go wrong starting with Mister, because think about all the arcade games that get you access to. It's a really, really good starting point. And then you can kind of start to decide, what do I care about from there?
Right.
If you want, back to the original question, if you want advice on controllers, if you're interested in wireless controllers, I think Coury's most recent tour video. When did you release that? When did that release?
I think it was October of last year.
October last year. Okay. You kind of go over how you're kind of all in on wireless controllers.
Yeah, just in general, I think it's...
Yeah. For me personally, I use the original official controllers for pretty much everything. And I've positioned my systems to be close enough. That would be where your 80-inch TV could be a concern. Because if you did want to use original controllers without extension cords,
and you can get,
you're not going to want to be close enough to an 80-inch TV and use original controllers.
Yeah.
That would be a bit much. So wireless might be what you're looking into. I don't know about you, but I've personally, it's been a while since I tried, but I got really annoyed trying to use wireless controllers with Mister. I always use wired controllers with it personally, but I'm sure people have good luck with wireless on Mister. I assume you use mostly wireless with Mister, right?
Yeah.
No problems?
No.
It might just been my Bluetooth adapter being wonky or positioned weirdly.
And it depends on what kind of Bluetooth, I guess, adapter you have. I got one that has like a big antenna on it to use for controllers. And that, I don't know if that like makes a big difference or not, but I feel like it has super long range by doing that.
Yeah.
I
see being pointed out in the chat that some original controllers have wireless mods. It's unfortunately very expensive. But I ordered that for Virtual Boy.
Wait, which one?
For Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
Because I'm, going to be getting that modded soon, and I will need a wireless controller to do that. Actually, I probably would have just ordered, like, there's another thing that just came out where it's like the same thing, except I think you can just use any modern wireless controller with it instead. I probably would have got that because it was a good bit cheaper than the controller mod, because it's like the actual adapter plus like a PCB to put into the controller. So it's quite a bit more expensive. I'm sure it's expensive just because obviously things for Virtual Boy are like you aren't going to be able to manufacture it at scale to drive down the cost. So, but anyway, yeah, I mean, there's, if you want advice on wireless controllers, I would say look at Coury's updated room tour video from October-ish last year. But yeah, I love the original controllers as much as I can. If you want advice on controllers to use with Mister, I think the 8-bit DO M30 is just a great all-rounder. It's styled like a Saturn controller.
Yeah, I like the SN30 Pro as well.
I personally really enjoy using the Nintendo Switch Online controllers, because they, really feel like official original Super Nintendo controllers or Sega Genesis controllers. The Super Nintendo Switch Online controller is my most used Mister controller. It does have a little more input lag based on tests people have done compared to other controller options, but it's not been to a point that I noticed personally, and I just the feel of the controller counts for a lot for me, and I just really like the Super Nintendo controller for most things I could play on Mister.
That's where I got the sword. You know, the jumping sound and also like how he got pulled through the water tunnel reminds me a lot of Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. Like the jumping sound is the same too.
Oh.
And I wonder if there's any shared developers in there.
I see Del Key saying we really take quest trackers for granted.
Yeah.
But you know, I also appreciate a game.
It doesn't tell you where to go. You just kind of
letting you figure it out, and based on contextual cues and clues, and actually listening to what the NPCs say. Because I think the king give you updates. Like I think
it seems to be the case. I think.
To kind of point you in the right direction. Yeah. I think something that it was super, super, super clever was how the Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake did things where you can actually it does have in fact by default I think like a more modern here are your objectives, and you can read them and have them pop up on screen and stuff like that. I recommend turning that off because I think it makes Dragon Quest 3 seem like a game that it's not, where it makes it seem like, oh, okay, here's how I get to the next plot beat. That's not what Dragon Quest is.
You're supposed to just kind of you find your way
exploration
to it.
Yeah, and I feel like the game telling you where to go sets expectations of something exciting is going to happen here. That's not what it's about, It's about finding your way through this world, and the NPCs actually give you lots and lots of very relevant information, and you want to listen to their tips. It's not all world building stuff. It's actually very functional. And so I turned off the hint system. I did turn it back on temporarily, where I was okay, I did it maybe twice, where I turned it back on, and I'm just to get a nudge in the right direction. Because
yeah,
it'd been a number of years since I'd played Dragon Quest 3. I didn't remember exactly where to go.
I was very surprised that they released a patch for it 2 days ago. Just inconsequential things, but it's pretty awesome that they had to go this long before they ever did a patch.
There was no patch up to this point.
No.
But anyway, where
did I see that icon? Did I see that in the first area? The sun icon.
Anyway, I thought it was very clever what it did, because when I played through Dragon Quest 3 on NES, Dragon Warrior 3, I had a notebook, and I actually wrote down things NPCs were telling me to investigate.
Right.
I marked them out as I followed up on them, and made discoveries based on that information. What Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D does, if you press the start button, it takes a screenshot and records the dialogue from the most recent NPC you've talked to, or the most recent.
Wait, what does this?
Sign you've examined, huh?
Wait, what about this?
So if you press the start button,
right? Oh yeah.
New version of Dragon Quest 3.
Yes.
It makes it takes a screenshot.
I see.
And records the dialogue of the most recent NPC conversation you had, or the most recent sign or other information you read.
But only one at a time.
And you can do up to, I think it's 30.
Wow.
And so you can like reference that, and you can
That's
see
cool.
like
So
if you're looking for, if you're like if you're just looking for things to do, you're like, okay, I don't have any ideas for like what to follow up on now. Like go into what all these things you've recorded, and you'll see screenshots. It'll tell you where it is. You can see the picture of where it is, and it'll have like the text. And you're like, oh yeah, I should check that out.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a clever way to do it.
Because it carries forward that spirit that you were talking about.
Exactly.
But without
it's in the same spirit. It's like a quest journal, except with like manual input. Yeah. Like you manually chose like, I want to track this information versus it automatically being done for you. And I felt like that was just like such a small thing, but such a clever way to make that aspect of the game engaging and also like in the spirit of the original. I thought that was so well done. I absolutely loved that feature.
Oh, here's a castle. No, that's where I was.
Yep, that's right. We're back to doing more Super Bunny Man on Backloggery tomorrow. And also tell Zane thank you for liking my Crater Lake shirt. I've had this since whenever I went to Crater Lake. It was a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, but I don't know. Probably.
I ended up getting the Switch version of that so I could play with my son, and he thought it was very fun. He was hooting and hollering.
Oh, Super Bunny Man?
Yeah.
Did you get very far?
Yeah, I mean, we did okay. We did like the first world or whatever.
Yeah. According to Zane, it's easier solo, but it's much funnier.
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta come up with a new challenge for Zane because he beat Jet Cave Adventure this week. Ooh.
You know what I played through this week?
I'll have to think on that. Huh?
You know I played through kind of like out of left field here. What I played through this week. I just
not Jet Cave Adventure.
Not Jet Cave Adventures. I played through Life is Strange.
Oh, you'd never played it before? Huh?
No.
Interesting. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty decent.
You know, it's funny. Like Drum and Lynn and I kind of played it together on the Backloggery streams.
Life is Strange?
And yeah.
Oh,
it was a good long while ago. And we like I said, I've been uploading old Backloggery archives. And as I was looking like through as I was looking at the thumbnails, I'm like, what is that game? What is that? Like in the thumbnail, like it looked like a PS2 game or something. I felt kind of bad then. Like I mean, it's not, it's got a intentionally simplistic visual style.
Yeah, well, I was playing through the remastered version, which
right, which I think is what I played too.
Oh, really?
Like, I mean, oh no, I don't think it was. I think that was something different. But I mean, I played it on PS.
On PS4, probably.
Which I don't. Did it come out on PS3?
I think that what I ended up getting it had like Life is Strange remastered, Before the Storm remastered, Life is Strange 2, and that Life is Strange True Colors. I think it might have been $13 for the bundle.
Oh wow! Okay.
So I was like, I mean, I'll just do that. I mean, like I know we talked a lot about like digital and and physical stuff. You know, like I was thinking about like the stuff that Microsoft is releasing, and it's just like I'm not gonna even bother getting a. Like when I play Indiana Jones, I'm probably just gonna straight up buy it digital. Like I'm gonna do exactly what they want because the disc is useless.
I mean, it is, but like, I mean, you know, I do think being able to put something on your shelf is still an important part of the physical, the draw to physical, in my opinion. Like, yeah,
but also, you know, like as space becomes more and more of a premium, then I mean then you got to consider like, oh, is this does it matter? I guess.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, yeah, I mean, it's going to be difficult. You know, space will continue to be an issue, but I can't see myself buying I don't have enough faith in Sony's like future direction to like be like, okay, I'm going.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is like I would probably end up just getting it on the
Xbox version.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have enough faith in Xbox's future direction.
Or maybe I'll just get the PC version, and maybe I'll get it on Steam.
I mean, I've been
actually like messing around a lot with PC gaming this week.
Yeah, well, I mean, you mentioned
like doing a video on it.
Video like about, you know, a console gamer's like sort of perspective on like learning to get into PC gaming.
Just like not even just
what annoys you,
like
and,
helping
and
like helping you
like
like tolerate it. I would say.
Yes, tolerate it. Yes, I like that idea. I think it's a good idea.
I don't know.
But
I mean, I opened up that one, but I can't do anything.
I am actually really curious what Microsoft's. I wish they would just be more clear about what their, you know, hardware goals are going to be, because if, you know, the rumors are true and they are going to like kind of go from make it more of an open platform where like the next Xbox is like, you know, it's like a defined hardware, but you can install other Windows games on. You can install your Steam games on, not just your Xbox games.
Right.
That would be hugely appealing to me because I like the idea of being able to play Steam games in something a little more consoleized, but
maybe I will treat Indiana Jones as like the guinea pig for the video, because I kind of like what I'm proposing in this video is like I'm going to like maybe I'll pick something that's like new and be like I'm going to buy this new game on this platform, and we're going to see how this goes. You know what I mean?
Because like play that way you have something more advanced to play, because otherwise you're probably.
I mean, I have like I've accumulated. I'll tell you, man. Like, do you ever like use like the Twitch, like the Amazon Prime, Prime Gaming Twitch stuff? Like if you go to like Twitch, log in, and if you have it like linked to your Amazon Prime account, like they give you like I swear they give you like 5 games like every 2 weeks. And they're all like either through like Epic Game Store themselves, or mostly it's all through GOG. So like even if you keep this stuff.
Okay.
And just by doing that like regularly for like the last like couple of years, I've somehow like I have like over 400 games in my what do you
do to get
GOG
access
account.
to these?
Well, if you have Amazon Prime, you just go to Prime Gaming.
Yeah.
And you should be able to just like claim the games, and you can like link. I mean, it's
Like you said, it was a Twitch thing.
well, I don't know if it's like required to have Twitch. I think you just need your like Amazon Prime account.
Like Prime Gaming, gaming.amazon.com. Okay, I appear to be logged into this already.
Okay, is there anything that's like claim game? Like if you see
free with Prime, or wait, like right at the top, there's like 5 games.
Yeah, and it should say like claim game or whatever. Like you have the option.
Yeah. Fate, Thief 2, Chessorama, Everdream Valley, The Lost Ashford Ring.
Okay, so it looks like Twitch is not required, which is even cooler. And
below that, like what
you should have like there should be tons of games that are just like claimable, like because I don't think they go away like every 2 weeks. They just add to it.
Right. Oh my gosh, yeah. There's like,
and it's great for like
the ones I just mentioned. There's also a Saints Row, Wolfenstein 2, Lego Star Wars Complete Saga, Minecraft Legends, Amnesia Rebirth, Blood Omen 2.
Yeah.
Endless Legend. Interesting. There's also just like the Xbox version of Wolfenstein 2 is free.
It should have all the. I'm pretty sure they've added all the Xbox versions of all the Wolfensteins.
Yeah. Mail Time, Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds, Hypnospace Outlaw. That's something I've heard about. Doors Paradox, Dick's Master of Shadows, Gloomhaven, Thief Gold, Troublemaker, Mafia 3, Mafia 2.
Yeah, so claim all this stuff. It will take a little while, but a lot of times if you just like when you click on like one that's like for GOG, it'll just like take it to like the login page of there, and you can like redeem the code directly from your GOG.
Well, I'll leave this. I'll leave this page open. I had no idea about it.
Oh, I mean, you get like seriously, they add like at least 5 games like every 2 weeks.
That's
and I've just like
crazy.
There we go. That's what I'm looking for.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Buckaroos. Oh, okay.
I'll try to remember to pay attention to that. I mean, you are so much better than me at like remembering to like pay attention to and take advantage of like rewards programs.
Well, I mean, do you claim like your PS Plus stuff like every month?
That's the one thing I actually usually remember to do. Well, like you were actually kind of into that PlayStation Stars thing that's like expiring. That's like being.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've gotten at least $30 worth of like PlayStation cash through it.
But anyway, like I am interested, just because like. Hey, we are going to be, things are going to be iffy for physical media at some point in the future, right?
Right.
I want that to be as far
sooner
away
than
as
we'd like
possible,
to admit.
Sooner than we'd like to admit. I mean, we'll see how things shake out with Switch 2. I mean, there's talk of, there may be reasons why, just because it's coming in hot, behind why there's, so much like third-party, game key cards. Like maybe it won't be as large a percentage of third-party games in the future. I don't know. We'll see.
Right.
But I would be much more interested in, a platform that I could just like play my Windows games on. And if that's what the next Xbox hardware ends up being, I could be very interested in that, because I don't want to deal with the annoyances of PC gaming. But if it was a fixed platform that, works like a console, operates like a console, has menus like a console, just outputs to my TV like normal like a console, and doesn't require like frustrations of like, oh, what monitor is this going to show up on? What settings do I need to choose to, get this to work on my monitor the way that I want to, and all this stuff that, or what settings am I going to have to use a mouse and keyboard,
right.
I just want to do everything with the controller, I want
yeah, but there's like, like
I don't,
you're gonna run in, like, I mean, that's kind of the thing, like PC games like opens up like a bunch of genres maybe like that you wouldn't normally play, and it would be like difficult to play with other
yeah
things.
But still, ultimately, like, my gaming space is going to be in a couch on a TV,
right? Oh yeah,
I'm not
I mean,
interested in playing at a desk. Now I might, I certainly am not opposed to point and click type stuff, but no, I guess my point is we just don't know how that's going to shake out, but I feel like PlayStation's digital future is like the digital future I am least interested in. Like, PlayStation is a physical platform. I like it right now, but like I am not interested in a PlayStation digital library.
I see. I haven't, like, I have bought a lot on all of them, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, I have stuff on all of them. Don't get me wrong, but like buying something of the scale of Indiana Jones is a big step up from anything I've bought digitally before.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
and
I agree.
Me, like, I would.
I mean, I did with Alan Wake, but
even if the digital version of Indiana Jones on PS5 is effectively no different from the physical. The physical is not worth anything in terms of like preserving the game for my long-term availability. It does at least let me put it on the shelf and be like, point at it and be like, that's a game I liked,
Uh-huh.
And that's still worth something to me.
I mean, like,
I
to an extent,
I don't see
yes.
myself.
I just feel like, well, I think for me, it almost feels like more frustrating to have an unplayable disc if that stuff went away than just to have it go away and not exist at all. Does that make sense?
No.
Why? I mean, I feel like, if I had this disc, say like the store goes down, the game disappears from online, and I had this disc that is unplayable. It's kind of like, well, here's this thing that's absolutely worthless now.
I mean, hopefully that is like not something we're like going to have to worry about within like a reasonable amount of time. I mean,
yeah,
it's still very much
and I guess
still
like
very much in theory, because like has any system? I mean, there could be something, but has any system that had like a standard patching system like gone to a point where you can no longer patch? Like, maybe, I don't know. I mean, the Wii didn't really have that, although it did have like, you could like download the thing to fix your like Twilight Princess save if you like, got to that game breaking bug.
Mm-hmm.
But like systems like PS3, Xbox 360, systems that the oldest systems that had like normal patching, like that stuff is still there, I think. And I think to some extent you might even be able to download some things on the Wii. Or maybe that's changed by now. I don't know. But regardless, like a big part of physical is, yes, like the theory of like the code on this disc is useful. Like, even if the server went down, like this is, it may not be the latest patch, but it's still good enough, right? And
for most stuff, yeah. But like something like Indiana Jones, where it's a 100 GB game, and there's what this is like 8 gigs or something like that on the disc, or 20 gigs or something like that.
Am I worried about not being able to download the physical version of Indiana Jones for any platform it's currently available for in the next 25 years? Not really. Like, I think that will still be a thing. I think you'll be able to do that. But it's nice for it to be a real physical. But that's probably the biggest thing about physical. But I ain't gonna lie, like, having something to put on your shelf is worth something too. Which is why, like, even though like I have no intention to buy game key cards, like if there was a Switch exclusive that I really wanted, and there was just no other way to buy it, like, I would not refuse to buy it on principle just because it was a game key card. Because, like, if it was a choice of digitally, or at least I can represent this game on my shelf that I like.
So do you think that you'd buy a key card before you bought it digitally?
I think I would. Unless it was like a multiplayer focused game like Mario Kart or something. Like, Mario Kart's going to have a real physical. I'm not intending to get that physical right away because I'm getting the digital bundle. But, like, let's say, the next, Nintendo, I don't think has any plans to use game key cards for their first party stuff. But, like,
right.
Just for the sake of argument, let's say the next 3D Mario came on game. You could either buy it digitally or you could get a game key card, and no region has a true physical. I would get the game key card because, like, putting a physical object that represents this, mainline Mario game on my shelf is still worth something.
Yeah.
But
maybe I'm just, I don't know. Maybe I'm losing it because I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like the idea of having like worthless bits that are just like unplayable without anything else. I'd rather just have it digital, and it's like then you just keep it on that hard drive as long as you can in that system.
Well,
and then you know what? It'll probably last until for at least
as long as you would be alive to care.
Yes. I mean, that's
so you hope.
I mean, that's kind of it, right?
Ultimately, physical media is, it's about our access, right? It's not about a broader preservation thing, right? Like, I mean, to some extent it can be, right? To some extent it can be. It's good that there is digital preservation and physical preservation. Like, it's good that we're not all focused on the same things, right? It's good that people are preserving in different ways, and that this game media is available in more than one way. That's good. We don't need to be like, oh, well, just get with the times, just get digital. Like, no, you get digital, I'll get physical, and that's it's good that we're diversifying there, right?
Yeah.
That's good. We don't all need to be team digital, team physical. Like, that would probably be bad. It's good that there's a mix of approaches with this stuff, but was going somewhere with that, and I forget where. But yes, my point was, the broader preservation. I mean, let's face it, that's the domain of pirates, right?
Yeah, I am not worried about preservation at this point. It's not on me. Like, I mean, it's been discussed enough that I'm not worried about.
Sure. I mean, there
my
are
stuff being
that,
like the only copy of it.
The only copy exists. Sure. But there is also like the point of like, well, I mean, you might be able to play a role that you didn't expect, or things that are, don't assume preservation is a done job. Even among like older games, as Analog Frontiers Part 3 has stories to tell in that
right.
Way.
Old games is like different
ultimately, physical media is not about preserving. That's not like, what if I end up having the last copy of Super Adventure Island 2 on Super Nintendo in existence, and it has to be saved. Like, it's not about that. It's about, I want to have easy access to this game. I want to be able to plug into my system and it just works. Versus, all the hoops that you might have to jump through to, get your hands on a digital ROM, right? It's about personal access, not about broader preservation, and that's fine. That's fine. But before there's 2 super chats I need to do. We got way too on this topic. I didn't read this super chat from Jersey 117 back when you were talking about like spaces at a premium. He says that's why they make CD binders, and that's actually something I've been thinking about a lot. Not binders necessarily, because maybe there's better ones now, but I used to keep my like music CDs in a like portable binder that had like space to like hold my Panasonic portable CD player. It had you could put CDs in it, and eventually I noticed that they were kind of scuffy looking, just that material that those sleeves were made of was not really protecting them. And I see Jersey saying I was very much joking, but I actually have thought about like what would be a reasonably okay sort of cataloging system for movies that would be independent of their original cases. Because while I don't have all that many movies really, like 1% of what I have of games.
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking so much in recent months about how absolutely crappy UHD movie packaging is. Like it's worse than Blu-ray packaging, and Blu-ray packaging was
yeah. I mean, they use the minimum
a little worse than DVD packaging. UHD packaging just feels so terrible, and always not like 50% of the time has that what's called off gassing. In my experience, where it's like this part of the manufacturing process that like it was like taken off the assembly line or cooled too fast or something. There's this like greasy film and residue, and like actually can get on the discs. Like if you look under the discs, like it cleans off really easily with a microfiber cloth, but like it actually can cause. I experienced this. This is how I discovered this. It can actually cause like issues with your player reading it, because the margin for error on UHD discs is like the tolerance for that is very low. Zay says I have off-gassing problems myself. But no, I find that all the time. Like there is a little bit of this slightly liquidy residue inside my UHD cases. Like half the ones I buy. Like I'm like opening it and like wiping the disc and wiping the case, and I'm just annoyed and mad every time. And every time I do that, I think like, what could I store these in? Because the packaging is so garbage. Like unlike games, like if I am buying a UHD disc, like I am buying it 100% for the media itself. I really don't care that much about like the cover art and stuff like that. Like when it comes to movies, I am buying it to have like this high quality version of the actual movie. I am buying it for the media. And with games, I am buying it for the media, but I am to some extent at least, like I want to put this thing on my shelf. And so I have been like every once in a while, like I look and I never really come up with anything that seems like the right product that I would be happy with. But like I have been thinking like, can I like store my movies in a way that it's just not in the cases, because the cases are so junk these days.
So even with those discs, it scuffs it, because I feel like Blu-rays and stuff are like Blu-rays they're like less prone to scratching.
Well, like, I'm not saying like from the off-gassing, I'm not saying it's scuffed, but
I meant from like the CD binder type thing.
The sleeves, I don't know. I mean, I do feel like you know, discs these days are relatively, you know, it's really hard to scratch them.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it would be fine, but like I don't know if a binder though is really what I want. I would prefer something that's more like almost like a booklet that would have like, you know, places where you actually set the CD inside like you would inside a normal case. You could like flip through it, you know?
Yeah.
I think I'd like something like that. Or even just like, you know, cheap case, just like CD cases, you know? Like maybe even the super thin ones that just take up less space. I don't know. I mean, it's just I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer, but I am frustrated by the quality of UHD cases, and I realize like I don't care about the case, I just care about the movie. Like I was actually kind of looking for a little bit, like to see if I could find some cheap UHDs from the closure of Redbox.
Uh-huh.
Like I actually thought about buying some, because that seems, you know, I'd pay less money to, you know, have a UHD of something, especially when I'm like, these cases are crap anyway. What do I want the case for? Like Revo saying you can print out your own covers, labels. Like that would definitely be a lot of work. I don't know if I'd go that far. Like I might just let the disc label be the label. You know? I don't know. It's hard to find the right product. Maybe Amazon Japan has it, because CDs are like so much more popular there.
Some armor.
And they are here.
Oh, where's it?
Yeah. Yeah. No more letting it all hang out.
No. We're getting somewhere.
The other super chat that came through 9 minutes ago. Sorry about that. EB Chill 2, $12 super chat. Thank you. Saying my PC gaming has gone up exponentially since Xbox stopped the backwards compatible program and the leak. When the SteamOS comes out for desktop, I'll pretend it's a console to my MLiG membership. Yeah, I mean, you know, I will admit my Xbox is mostly a backwards compatibility machine. You know, but I do, you know, for my 4K gaming, I do tend to buy like PS5 physical games. But you know, I did, you know, I mentioned I recently played through Psychonauts 2, which was awesome, super awesome. And you know, I had the Xbox version because that was actually considered the best physical for that, because there was no native PS5 version. Like it was one of those like PS5 aware PS4 games where if you played the PS4 version on PS5, it unlocked frame rate to 60, but only the Series X physical actually was like native code on the disc. It actually has 2 discs in it, one for Xbox One and one for Series X and well, not S, but one for Series X. So it's actually pretty neat Xbox physical.
Yeah, I don't know. We're getting into like uncharted territory, and I'm just like wondering how much I have it in me to, you know, like pay super close attention, and then also
the digital allure.
Well, it's not even that. It's just that, like, you know, when like something like Indiana Jones, where like both games have something unplayable on the disc, like, then I just like, I mean, I'll play the game, and then like I'll think of it as like okay, so I just am like essentially renting this game, and that's fine.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you're absolutely right that Indiana Jones is a perfect game for you and your situation to experiment with a PC game, because it's I mean, as far as I understand, it's an excellent PC version. Like that and Doom the Dark Ages are apparently like absolutely fantastic on PC. Like have, you know, none of the annoyances that so many other PC releases have, it seems.
Oh no, come on. Come on, that's this idiot. Yeah.
I don't know if you can do everything in this level right now.
Well, I think that I'm supposed to go that way.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming that there's going to be some sort of boss or something, at least.
Yeah, I feel like I remember coming back to this level like pretty late in the game to find some more stuff. Like I'm not sure if maybe the Fire Emblem, like, can you go into the volcano now? I don't know.
But yeah, like maybe I will like that, because that's like kind of one of the things that I would want to do in that video is like, okay, so let's take a game that I would absolutely buy on a console, and I'm just gonna say, all right, I'm gonna buy this on the PC, and I'm gonna play through it, and I'm gonna just see how this experience is.
Yeah.
Like, does it feel like, am I like tripped up by anything? You know, like there's all kinds of like little things that I think that you know, we talk about like the tweaking of like PC games and how it's easy to get like stuck into that.
Yeah.
And if it's like, oh, it's like kind of stuttering, like, do I fix that, or do I just like tolerate it? Because like, you know, when that happens on a PC or on a console, it's like, all right, so that's just kind of how it is, and it's going to do that.
You should just reference the you know, if it's a game that DF has covered, you should reference Alex's like optimized settings.
I didn't see that.
Because that's what he does for like every PC game, pretty much. Is he makes like here are the settings that like I think you should use if, you know, You know, if you you know, these settings like make a meaningful impact on the frame rate without like making the picture look a lot worse. So you should use these settings, you know, assuming you have like not like the top of the line PC.
Is that something that can be like is universal across like all games?
Well, he has that in like basically every. I don't know if there's like a written,
because that's
like,
kind of what I want to. I want to
basically every.
I want to turn it on and play it.
Yes, well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
and I want to like be like, oh, well, I'm going to try this setting and see if this like works on this one, like how it's gonna.
Watch Alex's Indiana Jones video. He has optimized settings in it. I'm pretty positive because he does that for almost everything.
But that's like in the scheme of things, like that's what I don't want to do. You know what I mean? Like I don't like. The thing I want to be able to say is like, okay, so am I just like able to turn it on, choose a setting, and kind of go with it? Like so I saw someone mention like a long time ago, like
ultra or high or medium or something.
Yeah.
Versus like, well, but what I'm saying is just copy his settings and then don't think about it. Because you know they were vetted by someone who.
But that's not what I mean. Is I mean I want to. I just like I want to put the game on and play it and not have to be like I got to tweak these settings for this specific game.
You literally never touch the settings.
I mean, I would like to have an option of like of performance or fidelity, like consoles have. Well, that way I could just be like, okay, so I'm
you're not going to get that. You're not going to get that. Like that's exactly what Alex's settings are supposed to do, is give you like performance without like having a serious impact on the picture.
Well, I mean, that's like what I want to avoid doing.
Well,
like
then
in terms
try it and see if it works out. I mean, that's what your video and this whole process is about. So see if it works. See if it works for you.
Yeah. So PC games have low, medium, and high settings. Yes, it's pretty close to the consoles. Yeah, and like that. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Be like, all right, so I'm gonna try this one, see how and. Yeah, if it runs decently, or if it is.
You don't. Yeah. Right.
Like if it runs decently or it does not.
And then if ultimately the question is, do you end up getting annoyed with yourself because you end up doing more?
I put these settings on, walk a few steps.
You end up doing more with it than you meant to.
Yeah, like I don't like that's what I want to avoid doing. All right, I'm gonna go
exactly. I mean, and that's why I like that. That's one of the biggest reasons I like console gaming is like, okay, like maybe we have like too many settings in console gaming now.
Yeah,
but like
I mean, I would agree with that being the case too.
It is pretty straightforward, and you know, whether there's no settings or whether it's like performance or fidelity, like ultimately I just accept that this game is what it is and get around to playing and just play it. You know,
right.
That's what annoys me about PC gaming is I'm like, I have the power to fix this. You know?
Right.
And
it's just like
I will waste all my time doing that. Or you know, the temptation to do that is just too strong. And I won't just play the game. And I like most of that. Like, could the game look better on PC? Yes. But I don't care because I know that the game is just operating the way it was configured to operate on PS5. You know?
Right.
And I just accept it and play it. And there's not like nothing niggling in the back of my head going like, ooh, maybe you should you know, check this or check that or look up something about this. Maybe you can read about this or that and find a saying to fix it. No, I don't want that voice in the back of my head.
Yeah.
Telling me that. Like, and that you know, that's a big, because I've done that. I've done that.
Like that, and that's what I want to. I don't want to have to research or do like really any effort to find out like,
Yes.
oh, what's the best settings per game?
Yeah. Well, I that is a big part of what keeps me away from PC gaming, because I know I would do it, and I don't want to do it. I know I would do it, and I don't want to do it. You know, so. But yeah, I think Indiana Jones is actually a great game. Like that sounds like it should be like an easy mode game in terms of just like getting a good experience on PC.
Right.
Now, do you have you worked out a situation to make it easy for you to record?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I have it set up where I can.
You can use the Ninja.
Yeah. It just goes right to my AVR, and
because obviously you don't want to be recording like internally to like
No, I would never do that. I would do it. I would go out to
yeah.
But like another thing I'm finding is like doing it that way. Like it seems to be really difficult to get surround sound. Like going to my AVR, like how do you get it so that you're, like getting.
Oh.
It's just not like you turn it on and it goes and it outputs like.
So that's
like
so you
like
have to figure that out, or
like
you
uncompressed PCM audio. Like that's what I want also is it for games.
An HDR.
Yeah. Like that's all stuff that like
you're working on figuring out.
Yeah. Well, I've been like kind of looking at figuring that stuff out, like in retrospect of like doing a video on it. Like, oh, how do I figure out?
What did you play Life is Strange on? Was it PC?
No, I played it on Xbox, but I got it like a long time ago on there.
Okay. But yeah,
but I mean, I do have a bunch of games on Steam, like like through like Humble Bundle and like things on sale. Like I've accumulated a pretty decent sized Steam library, but nothing is like real tough or like really like is nothing's like really new, I guess. Like there's some things from like I don't know, just like in the last 5 to 10 years, but I don't have anything that's like came out last year.
Mm-hmm.
That like is really would be pushing. Like I have a 5070 in there. They would like kind of push that, I guess. I mean, it's all kinds of stuff that.
Yeah, I mean it's.
Oh, Balatro. Yeah, I do have Balatro on PC. That doesn't. I don't really think that counts though. As.
That'd be a good
and
Steam
like, and it all comes down to like other things that I'm learning about is like is it better to run your games like full screen or to like in borderless window?
Right. Yeah, see, that's something
like does that affect like the performance? Because there's something I can't stand is when
like the refresh.
Yeah, something I can't stand is when, like you're playing something in full screen and it doesn't have the correct resolution, so it like changes like the resolution of all your other monitors.
Yeah.
And everything gets moved around, and then even when you go back, like it doesn't go back exactly where it's supposed to. Like, if I can't play in that, like if full screen can't be like the resolution of the monitor. Sorry, I was not. Here's the hint. Use your items when on the pedestal. That's what I've been doing. Dice ball will. Okay, do I gotta go back to the mountains?
I think there's I think that there's a cave. There's a cave like accessible from the world map that has a pedestal. Like not in one of the main levels.
Okay.
There was a $5 super chat from EB Chill 2 again. Thank you. saying, Coury, PC CRT monitor. Settings on high at 1024 by 768. I have an older PC. It's pretty awesome. I mean, Coury's PC is more powerful than needing to run it at those kind of resolutions. But, that could be something for you to experiment with, is your VGA monitor. Because you do have one. Yeah. You have one set up on your desk there.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be fun to.
It might be beyond like the scope of what I'm looking to do. Like I'm looking at the viability of playing new games going forward in that way, or like games that that are formatted specifically to like look decent on newer televisions.
Right.
I mean, it's just. It's an interesting situation, I suppose.
I agree. That's why you should do a video. I'm interested in seeing that, for myself too, because like I say, things are, uncertain in physical media.
Yeah.
I too want to see what your findings are, because I don't know what my path forward for high-end games is going to be at some point in the future.
Right.
Because I honestly don't think it would be PlayStation. Like if I had to buy into an all digital future, I just don't think it would be PlayStation.
Well, I mean, you say that, but they're the only ones whose store from 2 generations ago is still around.
It's true.
I mean, when you think about it in that way, like it almost makes them seem like the only ones that are.
Well, Steam.
Right.
Steam and GOG are the most trustworthy ones overall, but again, it does depend to a large extent, like how consoleized can this experience?
Yeah, I mean that's what I want.
Because if it turns out that like PC still has too many frustrations, if it turns out that a future Xbox that lets you install Windows games, but you never have to back out to a Windows desktop interface. Like you can do everything, all the tweaking you need to do with a controller. Like you never have to go to a Windows desktop. Like if they let you install games like that, I would be very interested.
I mean, in that case, like I would probably go. Like, I would get a Steam machine if an equivalent exists, because I trust that more than like a Microsoft thing, because I don't know, like if someone like I've been messing around with like different different stores and stuff like on the PC, like like installing GOG games and whatever, and like this downloading and installing games from the Xbox app is like the most, or the Windows Store is like the worst out of all of them. Specifically because it does not. It says select the folder that you want to install it in. So like in one of my SSDs, I have a 00_games folder, and inside that I have a folder for Steam, a folder for GOG, a folder for Epic, and a folder for Xbox, so that it keeps things like in those individual folders and not whatever. So then I chose something on the Xbox store, installed it, and it like installs it in the top root directory of that drive for some reason, and I can't get it to not do that. And that just like annoys me.
Yeah, I've always heard that Xbox on Steam is just.
Well, not even on Steam, but I'm talking like Xbox, like I'm talking using like the Xbox Windows 11 app.
I meant Xbox on PC.
Okay. Yes.
I mean Steam. Just Xbox on PC. I've heard it's a mess. I see Jersey saying, isn't trying to describe CMOS big picture mode. I mean,
That's what I'm doing. That's by far the best experience.
Every time I've tried using Steam big picture mode, like there's always something that kind of gets me about it. Where I'm just like, oh, this isn't working quite the way I want it to. I want the whole computer to be based on SteamOS or equivalent.
Big picture mode for me, I feel like I didn't care for it that much before, but I've come around to it, just using it. And I think that it's very functional. What I like about it is, so I want to play on the screen that I have right here. I don't want to play it on my ultra wide. I don't know if I said this last week or not. Or I may have just wrote it in that handwritten script that I was doing. I want to play on this monitor right here, not on the one not on my ultra wide, my main monitor. I want to play it on my 4K monitor that is also mirrored onto my main TV. And what I want to do, what I like about Steam is that if you set it to big picture mode, you have an option to say what monitor do you want big picture to open on. And the thing is other services like games will launch on whatever your main monitor is. And in this case, it'd be my ultra wide, which is the one I don't want to play on. But when you set Steam to open on a different monitor, when you boot big picture mode, it automatically makes that monitor that you want it to be on, it makes that the default, your main monitor, just while big picture mode is running. So it just goes right into it, and then the game plays on the correct monitor. And I don't have to go into the desktop settings and set it to, oh, I got to make this one my main monitor. It it makes the whole thing a lot more streamlined and seamless. Yeah. And that's what I like about it.
I see O in the chat saying just use Bazzite. You can get a Steam Deck like experience on your desktop. And last time I looked into that, I don't know how things have improved, but for one, it seemed not designed for NVIDIA GPUs, which
the music on this is really good
at the moment. And it seemed like there were a lot of limitations at the time to what kind of hardware configuration this would work well on, and I was kind of skeptical. I do worry how long will that be updated versus if Steam just actually made a desktop device or Steam partnered with someone who made a set desktop device that is designed to be used in that way. I feel I would feel more confident in that versus just installing Bazzite on a computer. NVIDIA scores improved, but still not perfect. Use my 3080, mostly fine. Yeah, I mean, and it sounds actually the current generation of AMD cards are actually pretty good. Especially with FSR 4 sounds like it's pretty darn solid. I could see that possibly being a direction I would go into. I'm not in desperate need of, these are things I'm keeping an eye on, but I'm not in desperate need to migrate over to anything like this anytime soon. PS5, and Nintendo Switch 2 are going to be my main platforms, my main modern platforms for the foreseeable future. And I am curious to see where things go with this stuff, but I am not ready to buy something, especially not when Switch 2 is coming out in a week and a half. I'm not, these are things for the future for me. I'm keeping an eye on stuff. Curious to see where things go. But anyway, there was to kind of shift topics, and hey, as long as we've been talking about this, kind of just goes to show like this is a complicated topic, whether you want it to be or not, right?
Yeah.
Container 7 had dropped a $5 super chat. Thank you. Saying, what's up, guys? I was just playing some Super Mario Galaxy 2. Why is Mario Galaxy 1 better? It's so interesting because I think people are pretty split on that. I think when Galaxy 2 first came out, there were so many people just saying like, whoa, this game is so crazy. Like, it's way crazier than Galaxy 1. And I feel like, even if you take aside the fact that, Galaxy 1 just had more impact because it came first. Like, I think it just has so much more heart to it.
Yeah.
Like, Galaxy 2, the whole hub presentation is very streamlined. And, there's part of me that appreciates that for sure. I often like games to be straightforward and quick to the action. But, I don't know. It feels like it is just so in service of just like funneling you to the next level. Whereas, I don't know, Galaxy 1 just has like so much more heart to it, I think. Like, I think that's pretty much it. That's what it comes down to. It feels like they were, excited about what they were doing with Galaxy 1, and they told a cute little story, and they were very experimental with the levels. I mean, Galaxy 2 feels more video gamey, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I like things being video gamey.
I just do here.
Wait, why did you jump down there?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't know where that was.
Why didn't... I mean, I don't know. It seemed like something to explore to me.
It did, but it was only one piece on like a whole bunch of spikes. It seemed like there's not something I could...
I mean, I would have at least jumped forward to see if it looked like you could make it. See if you could see what was ahead. But yeah, it's... Galaxy 2 is cool, but I've never really touched it.
Yeah, I only played through it once, and I mean, I do think that Galaxy 2 should have been on that collection, on the 3D collection. I think it's silly to leave that off.
I would have replayed it. I would have replayed it on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's
100%.
It's just them. I think it's considered to be so good because they just kind of had fun. They played played around in the playground of whatever the the game structure that they built in the last one allowed for them to do. But I just feel like the game itself is I just like the presentation in the world a lot better in the first one. All right, boss time.
Yeah. I agree. There's just the gameplay ideas are really cool, but it just doesn't have the same vibe.
Look at that nose, though.
that's like a Konami or Treasure nose.
I'm gonna die, though.
least you know where the boss is.
Yeah.
I don't actually know where it drops you after you continue. Beginning of the level, I guess. But you know the way.
Yeah. I was hoping I'd have more health than this, though. Like, once you know the way, it's pretty quick, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what. Oh, I get. Well, I think Shadow Master's referring to the elephant saying "Space Harrier" vibes.
Oh yeah.
What?
Like the woolly mammoth, the one-eyed.
Yeah,
mammoths.
it's on the title screen. I don't even know where in the game that is. I just know it's on the title screen.
I'm trying to think what they're called.
We have a name.
They
They're
have
like a cyclops, right?
Yeah, but they have like a name, and I can't remember what it is.
I will look it up.
Back when all games enemies like had like really quirky names.
Well, the first thing that comes up is an item called the Space Harrier Mammoth. Is a decorative item and
Shenmue?
used for increasing hospital attractiveness and room prestige in two-point hospital.
Oh. You know, I have that. I got a real cheap copy of that for the Xbox. I should try it sometime. That makes me want to play it, like, more so than anything else has. The fact that there's like a little Space Harrier mammoth.
Yeah, it is used to increase hospital attractiveness and room prestige.
That's funny. I mean, that seriously like makes me want to play the game a lot more.
But it just calls it the Space Harrier Mammoth. Like, is there just like a Sega wiki? Like there's.
I wonder if I can use the. Yeah,
I don't know. The Sega wiki is just calling it the Mammoth. It says that Benzabine.
Oh, the Benzabine.
The Benz beans, yes, I remember those. Okay, Benz beans. What are the Benz beans? Are like the silver things, right?
Yeah. Oh no, those are like the dice looking things.
Wee Wee Jumbo appears as a scoreboard cameo character in Nintendo Switch's Sega Ages.
Yeah, Wee Wee Jumbo.
What's Wee Wee Jumbo?
It's like I think it's like a guy. It looks like, I feel like he's like standing.
Okay, I gotta look up who Wee Wee Jumbo is. Oh yeah, here's a shot from the manual. With Wee Wee Jumbo and Comaine. Downed only when destroying Wee Wee Jumbo. It's just like a guy like doing a T-pose, except his arms are a little higher than a T-pose.
Yes. I don't know how I know this.
I mean, you know, game manuals used to have
There we go.
like enemy names and stuff. They listed them.
His name is Weeby Jammin'. Is this a prequel game?
I don't think so, because Tina lost her memory.
Okay.
So
Oh. Do they both lose their memories?
I think that's right. I mean, that's what
They don't
the text
remember
right
all
now
the
is
adventures that they've had together.
saying. Corrito says it's the prequel to Ghosts and Goblins. If only. If only.
Alright, so if did I get the star? Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're making pretty okay progress.
Yeah. It's a little slow going, but I'm finding my way.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for a game, this seems like a pretty complicated game to play while we're just like chatting about completely unrelated stuff. So I think you're doing pretty good, honestly.
Oh, I finally got some magic.
Ooh. Yeah, you've been picking up those green vials, but for no reason.
Yeah. Let me use it though. I don't know how to use it. A feather?
Let me see if this FAQ I have open says how to use magic. I'm sure it does. It says that LR select and start do nothing. Really? Start doesn't do anything?
It might. No.
Let's see. Use mag.
Oh, okay. I got the thing that's gonna cause the volcano to erupt.
I don't know how you actually use it. I'm not
super worried just yet.
It's not clearly.
It's just interesting that so far, the only thing that they've given me to spend money on is like the ability to push rocks.
So, what color of VMU Pro did you order?
I got the smoke color because that's like the one I have like for all of mine.
I don't know why, but for some reason, like, I thought it was only available in white.
That's okay though.
Like, I don't know. The first link I found was just like white. I'm like, okay, sure. And then like a few minutes later, I like looked down. There's like all these colors. I was kind of like, oh,
yeah, it's like a blue one and
yeah, like well, they're
like all the main colors that they released for it.
Yeah, they're transparent, like, you know, the multicolored, fantastic-ish Dreamcast VMUs. Which I've only got two VMUs. I've got a red one and a green one. So I probably would have got like a blue one just to go with it, you know. I could add RGB.
Oh, the feather just takes you back to the beginning of the level.
Oh, well, that's not very useful.
No.
How did you use it, though?
The A button.
Ah.
I almost feel like I should not have it equipped.
Yeah. I guess it's convenient, though. Yeah, I guess the white will be fine. I mean, that's like the classic color, and I don't have one.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume they were all white at launch, right?
Yes.
I guess it's fine.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, I kind of remember. I remember this now. And like, just like that really mean spot where just like,
You think you're going to this?
yeah, and then it just like drops you down.
And you're immediately being chased by a boulder?
Yep, I do remember that now. Although I want to say you may need to go down there sometimes. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure that if
I don't know if you can access this area like without doing that.
Yeah,
I don't
probably
remember
not.
for sure.
There's another one of these shrines. So I gotta... Can't use that stuff in here. I wish it let me start there if I died. If you go into a room, it would let you... It would be like serve as a checkpoint.
I see Shadow Mass saying I'm excited about the new SVS output modules. Transcoding and BNC outputs is sweet. We're gonna be testing those.
Yeah, I'm using the BNC one right now. Feed into my Extron.
Yeah. So something cool that I didn't realize about the transcoders, they're actually just like you add it to the output side of the stack.
Yeah, I always thought it was gonna be like a new thing, but it's not.
It's not like it's like not. I thought it was going to be like an output module unto itself. It would like reduce, because you can only have 6 output modules. But it actually does not. It goes on the output side, but it's just a transcoder. It's not an output module. So like all outputs after that module will go through the transcoder. But it does not reduce the number of outputs you can use. So that's like super fantastic. But they're just prototypes right now, so.
Yeah. But it really seems cool. Like I like the way that that's supposed to work. It's going to be so much more useful in that way.
Yeah. I mean, I think especially for your setup, because you in a lot of ways you do more like overall more complicated things with like routing your signals than I do.
Yeah, and that'll make it so that I can just feed my PVMs and also like what I have my consumer CRT without having to worry about. I can do it all like using one cable.
Exactly, and that's what I think I will ultimately want to do with the RGB to component, or component to RGB transcoder. I'm actually more interested. I think most people will be more interested in the RGB to component transcoder, but like for my purposes, I'm kind of more interested in component to RGB, just because I have more things hooked up with RGB than component, and so I may as well transcode the thing that I have the fewest of, right?
Yeah,
that's just how I figure. But in the meantime, that will make some things quite convenient, I would say.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you got ahead of the boulder.
I have more component stuff, but I really just want it to feed into my consumer CRT without it.
Right.
Without having to run more than one cable. It's just going to be convenient.
I mean, I wouldn't expect an update video anytime soon. I mean, these are just prototypes. I mean, we're just helping them test, because he only has the equipment he has, and he just said, "Hey, you guys have a lot of stuff that you can test with. Just like let me know if you run into any problems with these." So I don't think they're they have not been manufactured yet. I mean, these are just hand assembled. So I don't think it's update video time, but
yeah.
I mean, I would never say never to.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably do like a short little video. I mean, I don't know. Like at this point, we may as well just not
do
worry about
videos
links
on, like,
ever again, because who now long things aren't being watched.
Yeah. So I mean, we
YouTube is not promoting long things.
Yeah. We've kind of realized this all year long, but we never really looked into the charts and numbers and tried to figure things out, because let me tell you what, YouTube revenue sucks right now, y'all. It's real bad.
I mean, it's at a I want to say like a 4-year low.
More than that. I would say I would say we have probably not made as little money on YouTube since probably well before we had 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably not been, the revenue's not been as low as it is now.
I mean, definitely it's probably around pre-pandemic at this point.
Yeah. Oh, I would say well before that. I don't remember the last time it's been this low. But anyway, we were talking to some other people about it, and their charts were the same. At the end of February, they changed something.
Yeah.
And
so to be clear,
reliable long videos just don't get recommended anymore.
Yeah, to be clear, the marathon videos that we've done have been our biggest revenue generator by a long shot. Without those, it would have been these last couple of years for sure would have been pretty much just this as to the same level.
Maybe. But
I think so, because our output has slowed significantly.
It's been low, yeah.
Just in general, and those really are the only thing that kept revenue coming in was the marathon videos. And then for some reason it seems like YouTube has just stopped advertising that stuff or sending that stuff to people, because to be clear, marathon number 5, the accessories video, is by a significant margin our most viewed video on the channel. And it's a 4-hour video. I mean, it has the closest thing to is the Game Boy video, which has 1.3 million, and that marathon video has about 1 million more than that. And that is the first marathon 1, 2, 3, or no, marathon 2, 3, and 5 have been the ones that have been those combined have made more than everything else combined on the channel in their lifetime.
Yeah.
In the channel's lifetime. That Marathon number 5 like has more. I think that Marathon number 5 has generated more marathon or more revenue than anything else on the channel combined, like than everything on the channel combined.
So basically, they've moved, like even people who are inclined to click on longer stuff, YouTube isn't as inclined to recommend it to them.
Yeah, it's not like sending it to people.
So
anymore.
they are like starting at the end of February, just very suddenly, the way the algorithm works, like basically punishes you for making a lot of content. So, I mean, this is what I've been saying I want to be focusing on anyway, is like shorter stuff. So, I mean, it's just like, you know, I don't, you know, and he probably wouldn't want it, but, you know, I don't think doing like a video on like prototype
come on
SVS units is the right idea. But, so it's like 3 tiles before the door, like big tiles, something like that. So yeah, it's kind of annoying, like, or perhaps super annoying. So yeah, I mean, I've been wanting to make shorter content anyway, but you know, it just, it's a shame that like our foundation of content is like doing almost nothing for us anymore.
Yeah, it's just
so
weird how that works out. But I mean, it was just like a super dramatic drop.
Yeah, very suddenly.
Yeah, and it went from, you know, getting hundreds of views a day to like 1 or 2, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. So yeah, I mean, I like I said, I want to focus on like shorter stuff anyway, which I think will ultimately be good, but you know, it's just, you know, we're going to have to like settle into a better pace with it.
Yeah.
And you know,
which is, you know,
we've just kind of fallen off. We've just kind of fallen off with like, you know, getting stuff done, but you know, I think we're feeling ready to be at it again. And like I said, I've been working all day today on this TurboGrafx stuff, and I'm gonna get that finished before the Switch 2 comes out. I don't know if it's gonna release before the Switch 2 comes out, because but it'll be done because we want to get the Switch 1 tribute out, and that's, in terms of releasing, that's a higher priority just because of the timing. I see Tilt Toast with a 5 Canadian saying, go on a super... Huh?
I was just reading that, so I gotta go back to the... Polka.
Oh, don't forget you have the teleport magic.
Oh, yeah.
Tiltos says, go on a super adventure with my Canadian money. Maybe go to Moncton or perhaps Flin Flon. I'm not familiar with Flin Flon, but I definitely know Moncton. That name is familiar. Pretty sure me and my parents went there at some point. What provinces are Moncton and Flin Flon in? Is Moncton a famous destination or not particularly? I did read I read Container 7's about Mario Galaxy 2, and why is Mario Galaxy 1 better? Yeah, we talked about that for a while. Galaxy 1 just has better vibes. Moncton is in New Brunswick. Flin Flon's in Manitoba. Okay, Moncton. Yeah, that sounds very, very New Brunswick. You know, no offense to any proud New Brunswickers, but I feel like New Brunswick is one of the most boring places I've ever gone to on vacation. Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, very cool. New Brunswick, I just remember it being really boring. I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm pretty positive Moncton was definitely like either just like a place we stayed on the way to somewhere else, or maybe it was like a hub for a few days as we went to a few destinations. Because I 100% remember the name Moncton from our travels. I just don't remember anything about Moncton, if there is anything to remember. Okay. Sam Dion says, "Greetings from New Brunswick." You are correct.
I think a lot of people feel that way about, you know,
about where they live.
Yeah, or where they grew up or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's got to be down here.
Try said Moncton too many times, and now it sounds too real to be real. Flin Flon, Manitoba. I've never been to Manitoba. Never been to Manitoba, Alberta, or Saskatchewan. But I have been to British Columbia. Of course, Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and Prince Edward Island. Tilto says, "I am from Alberta. While the scenery is lovely, the people, less so."
There it is.
I would love to see Alberta. Is it Alberta that's on the other side of Glacier National Park? When we went to Glacier, we were going to cross over into whichever province is on the other side. I think it's Alberta. But some roads were still inaccessible from the winter. Like some of those, you know, northern national parks, like the roads open much later in the year than you would expect.
Is this where I need to go? I don't think this is it.
Raccoon of the Moon says British Columbia is the best part of Canada anyway. It was a very long time ago I went. I think I was 9. And I've never been back. I'd like to. I remember Victoria being very cool.
Oh, his hat turns blue when he's got that ice armor on. Didn't even realize that.
Well, I guess it makes sense. Like because the red armor, I guess his hat didn't really seem that much different.
Right.
But it did change. Well, speaking of beaver nuggets, there's going to be a I think it's a good ways off, but there's going to be a Buc-ee's near Greensboro.
Oh. Lucky you.
No, I mean, it's not super close to me, but you know, it could be on the way somewhere.
Yeah. I wonder how I destroy this stuff eventually.
You get a shovel at some point.
Oh, right. I remember you mentioning.
Which is kind of annoying because if I recall correctly, you have to like equip it in place of your weapon. So you like have to like go into the menu and equip it, not equip it. Yeah. Yeah, and the shovel is definitely not good as a weapon.
Trying to remember where those. Oh, there's more stuff.
Oh, that's right, Jonathan Henson. The name of the town. I was debating with Audie, like how you pronounce it. I bet it's Mebane. Mebane. Not Maban, not Meben. Best Mebane. Go on down to Mebane. Get them beaver nuggets down in Mebane.
Oh, there's the boss door. I can't get up to it. I like that there's a boss door with a face on it.
It looks like a thwomp.
It does. It does have a weakness though, and I have the sword that's its weaknesses. It's just so interesting that they give you a sword in this. Like, I wonder if this was not conceptualized as an Adventure Island game at first.
Hard to say.
Because there's no axes. Really, is there throwing axes you eventually get?
Don't recall. I feel like there's an axe. Uh-oh, I see Lucina Solaris saying, no, my membership streak. I guess, had the wrong credit card on YouTube or something, maybe? Ah. Oh, you're fine Gamma.
Yeah.
Shooting little Gamma.
Oh, it rotates. Jeez.
Whoa. Look at that scaling and rotation.
Yeah. It's just like shooting so many like little turtles out at me. I wonder if I that feels a lot more involved than every other boss I've had to fight. It's too bad it sends me really far back, though.
Do you remember the way?
Sort of, but I feel like there's also some other places I didn't check that I could check on the way. Like maybe to get some more health.
You can find some more heart vials or whatever they're called. Well, there's a notification that Nana Cheesecake has been a member for 30 months.
Dang.
Thank you.
Doity.
Saying, where does the time go? I know I missed the last few streams, but wow, still feels like only a couple of months. I just can never predict how long it feels from stream to stream. Like sometimes it feels like a whole month has passed.
It depends on, I guess, like just like how busy you are.
Yeah.
Just how busy you are.
Or like, how long it's been since, maybe you missed one stream, but it feels like way more.
Yeah. I am so happy that it's summer, though. The pool opened. We got a pool membership.
Oh, is it inside your neighborhood or?
No,
nearby?
it's like 15 minutes away.
Okay.
Got a pool membership, and I don't know. It's fun. It's a fun way to spend an afternoon on a weekend, especially.
So is that the one and only reason you're so glad it's summer?
No, I mean just it getting dark later, a lot later, and just I don't know, just happy weather.
Do you feel you have more responsibility or less responsibility with the kids, like them being there all the time, or like because having to pick up the kids and stuff, that takes up a lot of time.
It does take up a lot of time. It depends. I think that as they're getting older, it's getting easier.
Yeah.
But that's the main thing. Is they don't need they can kind of be like left to their own devices a lot more now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go down here and see what there is down here. So I went left last time. I'm gonna see. Oh, it takes me back there. Okay. I guess if I can't beat this boss, then I'm gonna look for more health other places.
Mm.
I'm gonna get there. I'm not gonna have any health. Am I gonna grease up a watermelon, bring it to a local pool? I don't, I don't like watermelon, so no.
It's fine. Like I will eat it if presented with it as an icon of summer. I like watermelon flavor more than I like.
See, I don't like watermelon flavor either. That's my problem.
Like actual watermelon just doesn't have enough watermelon flavor. That's the problem. It's so watery.
Yeah. I just want one of these to drop some health here. I don't know if those drop health.
I don't know what if all enemies drop health or what.
I don't know.
He dropped magic, so he's got to drop health.
Yeah, and money. It's got to drop health. All this money, and it doesn't give you anything to spend it on.
Ryan Johnson is asking, what melons do you like? I mean, I would say that watermelon is actually the only melon I particularly like at all.
See, I like. I just like melon. Like, what is it? Honeydew? Is that the yellow one? I really like. Or is honeydew the green one?
I don't know. I'm not super knowledgeable on melons, I have to confess.
So cantaloupe. That's it. Yes. I really like. I like cantaloupe and honeydew. I'm gonna try to find a way to get some health here.
I don't remember if you can get like a healing spell or anything like that. That'd be nice. Seems like when you need it, they just are like, nope, no health.
Yeah.
Maybe you just need to exit the level and go to the end.
No, I'd rather just kill myself. I mean, it does the same thing, right?
I think so.
Yeah, Cantaloupe is really, really good. But yeah, I don't like watermelon. I don't like watermelon flavor either. Those things give me health when I don't need it.
I mean, I don't think I looking back up the chat, I see Shadowbat saying I'm a pineapple fan. I don't think pineapples count as melons, but I guess they are similar in spirit.
Yeah, they have like that same consistency.
But
I guess.
I love pineapple.
Jeez.
Pineapple is a contender for my favorite fruit. I mean, I guess pineapples grow on trees. Don't melons grow on the ground or on the ground?
Yeah, I think they... the same way as watermelons do. I'd say that probably my favorite fruit, though, is probably banana. I eat at least one banana every day.
I have to be in the right mood for bananas. I do like them quite a bit, but I feel like they can make me kind of gassy. So I have to be like, yes, I'm prepared to eat a banana. Wait, am I mistaken? Pineapples don't grow from the ground? I thought they grew on trees.
That's ridiculous. Come on. They're just like giving me plenty of these... the green things, but... oh, come on. This is so obnoxious. I wonder if I can find some more health.
How did you get, like, you the first time you got there, you were like,
well,
pretty good
because
shape,
things were
weren't
actually
you?
giving me health.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess. Is it similar to like a yucca plant? Maybe? A pineapple? I really like fried yucca. That's a very different thing from a pineapple, though, obviously. I mean, Mr. Dew is, like a botanist for Umbrella, so I guess he would know. I don't think I've ever seen like a pineapple plant. Come to think of it, I'm going to look that up. Let's see what a pineapple.
The way that game shoots up and then flies off the screen looks like so... like it has some sort of effect on it, but...
It looks like it almost looks like the first time I saw it, I thought it was like a scalar glitch.
Yeah. So I beat this guy. I just want to see if I can find some more health.
Whoa.
What?
I'm seeing pictures of red pineapples.
Oh.
Huh, yeah, there you go. I guess these things just grow out of the ground. And then there's a pineapple. Pineapples are real good.
You going to any cookouts tomorrow? You gonna be cooking out back? Cook some big hunks of meat?
I forgot tomorrow was even a holiday. No. Not my intention. I guess I could go to cookout.
There you go. We're going to the parade tomorrow morning. There's a parade here, and then we're gonna go to a friend's house for a little bit.
Ugh, I guess not. Cheesecake.
Oh,
COVID
geez.
the other day, so I had to cancel everything. That's the last thing you want on a long weekend.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that. That's rough. Can I open this one?
So the pink pineapples, like, do they look different inside? Do they taste different?
Yeah, it sounds messy. Like, if it's pink, it like falls on something. Yeah, it can't be fancy mustard. I feel like if you're gonna put mustard on a sausage, it's got to just be like plain, like yellow mustard. Can't be.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I mean, like the traditional,
sausages.
like only like the kind you get in a squirt bottle. That kind of mustard is like really the only kind of mustard that I like. I just like that. Real basic.
That's the only kind of mustard I would want with any regularity. But I you know, like if I go like you know, like a German restaurant, sometimes they have like a variety of mustards you can dip sausages in or something like that.
No, I just like that regular. I guess I tolerate the others, but if I have a choice, it's gonna be the straight up.
Well, what about honey mustard?
I'm not a big fan of honey in general.
I don't think honey mustard tastes like honey.
Well, it's the same thing as like what is like honey? Is this where I fought that guy? Yes. I don't know. Like, I've had like honey mustard at like, you can get to dip your chicken nuggets in it.
Yeah, that's the main thing you do with honey mustard, in my opinion.
But I don't know. Not something I'd go out of my way for.
I feel like when I choose a chicken dip, it's probably honey mustard 60% of the time.
I like sweet and sour. If we're going like especially like McDonald's chicken nuggets.
What do you get with McDonald's chicken nuggets?
Sweet and sour.
Oh.
Got this guy.
Have you tried Taco Bell nuggets yet?
No. Taco Bell is like, it's pretty like lower tier of our like desired fast foods here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I like it, but it's lesser visited for me. Audie said we had to try them because he said they're amazing. And a lot of people have been saying that Taco Bell nuggets are amazing. I thought they were good. I'm not a big.
I mean, saying something's amazing. I don't think I'd ever like associate that term with fast food anything. Amazing! Oh my god, man! It's these.
There can be some pretty amazing. There can be some amazing fast food.
I don't know. I think that's maybe like is good, but I feel like calling it amazing. It's just not something I would do.
But I mean, I'm not a big chicken nugget. Like a lot of people are just like really into chicken nuggets. Like I'm not that into chicken nuggets. Although there's like kind of a trend in more recent years of like premium nuggets, which are, you know, they're not like ground chicken. Like they're just like small tenders. They're like a third of a chicken tender. And which is what the Taco Bell ones are more like. But I guess they have like some sort of like tortilla flavoring in the crust or the breading. I don't know. I thought I want to try them again.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were good, but I wasn't like, oh my gosh. A lot of people have been like, oh my gosh.
There's a study that showed things like cockroaches were in.
I mean,
well, maybe that's one way I could get my kids to stop wanting to go so much. I don't like. So I had a spicy McCheskey recently, and man, I don't know. Like I don't know what it was, but I had heartburn for like 2 days straight afterwards.
Oh my!
just didn't go away. I don't know why. So needless to say, I will never be getting the McCheskey again.
I don't care for McDonald's.
Yeah, I mean, I tolerate it because the kids like it so much, but
what is it with kids at McDonald's? I mean, we all liked it growing up. I mean, it was the Happy Meal, right?
For sure.
The Happy Meal like made you like it, but then like once I was too old for Happy Meals, like McDonald's. Yeah, well,
I didn't go
McDonald's
for so long.
Never
until like I had kids again.
Yeah,
you know, like that. We stopped going for a super long time, and it just never went. And then, you know, like once we had kids, then they wanted to go there a bunch.
But yeah, I just McDonald's is never in my rotation. Like I will, like I'll get a craving for a Big Mac like once every 2 or 3 years. And that's like all the McDonald's I really. I do remember though when I think it was when Joe was with us, like when we were like heading out of town to go to Chicago. I think we stopped and got breakfast at McDonald's, and I had some sort of breakfast bagel, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I liked. Is like they had these things like the snack wraps, which I really liked.
I mean, McDonald's breakfast is pretty good. That's the best thing at McDonald's is breakfast. It's not the best breakfast, but it is a good one.
Yeah. All right, I at the boss with full health. Let's see what I can do this time.
All right. Do it. Watch Coury beat the turtle? Watch Coury beat the turtle? Look. It's got Super Nintendo scaling and rotation. Look at that. Shooting out so many turtles.
If I can beat the boss, then that means that I guess a pretty good stop and place, I think.
For sure. I have no idea if Audie has forgiven me for making him watch me play Driver on PS1.
Oh, how did that go? How long did it take you to make it through the tutorial?
Not long, actually.
Really?
Yeah, Drum made it like lightning fast. And people were dropping some tips. So it actually didn't take, I don't know, it took maybe 10, 12 minutes.
Oh.
Once we got to, in the main campaign, once we got to San Francisco, like it starts in Miami and then San Francisco. Oh, you did it! You didn't even get hit!
I didn't even get hit.
All that time trying to get help.
I know. And then I was just able to...
But anyway, we decided to set the cop difficulty to easy.
Yeah.
Because like
they're just too crazy when they're...
They are too crazy. I mean, and it's certainly not trivial on easy either. Especially the last mission. The last mission is insane. Like
did you beat it?
Yeah, we beat it. We we played it 2 Mondays ago, last Monday, and then we needed like maybe an hour or so to beat the last mission.
How long would you say that it took to...
On Tuesday. Huh?
Okay, so a couple, like good 8 hours probably between everything.
I mean, probably more like 9 or 10.
Okay.
Like if you had started on easy, it would probably be like 8 hours. Or potentially less.
Did you guys play any survival mode?
I did, but you know what's funny is it like was not nearly as after doing the last mission, it was like not nearly as crazy.
Oh, really? Is the last mission like way crazier?
The last mission, they are just raining out of the sky. Like there are cop cars and Secret Service cars. Like
I mean, this kind of makes me want to play that now.
Like so many of them on you at once. It is.
Well, that's what's so funny about it is that they have zero regard for their own lives.
They're even more aggressive than they are. Only in the last mission, they are even more aggressive than than the free mode. It is wild. Yeah, I mean, you could put it on your pledge list for next year. Wait, you're on another boss suddenly?
Well, this is another one. It's gonna give me an item of some sort.
Oh, I see. I don't remember this boss whatsoever. He looks like Bear Hugger from Super Punch Out.
I got the power fan.
Is that magic?
No, it's something that open up another area.
Causes tornadoes.
I'm gonna check this out, see what we got here.
But yeah, that last mission, it is bonkers.
Oh, I got the
John
shovel.
was real excited for it because he beat the game on PC back in the day.
Wait, who did?
Drum did.
Oh, okay.
And he was emulating the PS1 version for this while I was playing, on my PS1.
Yeah.
And he was excited for us to get to the final mission because he says it's legendary. I definitely feel like you would enjoy seeing how crazy it is. I mean, it took us, between the bonus stream we did on Tuesday, and then the stream, finishing up on Monday. I don't know, probably
to beat that last mission.
To beat that last mission on easy probably took
longer than the rest of the game combined.
At least an hour's worth of tries. No, well, I mean, the second mission in San Francisco is really complex and is definitely the most difficult thing in the game apart from the final mission. And that was when we changed the difficulty to easy. And even then it was not trivial.
That's pretty wild. I had no idea. It makes me want to check it out.
Yeah, just turn it on easy.
Because I like the idea of just, like the cop cars just having zero regard for.
Yeah. I mean, and that's how they are throughout the game, but they're not. They're not just like. They aren't like completely insane until the last mission. Because it's the only mission where they're actually like faster than you. And like they rear end you constantly.
Ooh, look at that. That's a pretty good down thrust.
Oh yeah, man. He's like that's falling head first.
Yeah. I like it. Now I feel like I can kind of go back to some other earlier levels and check out some stuff. I could probably finish this in like another day or two, or I bet.
Yeah, I mean, you are, let's see.
It's got the down thrust.
Down thrust, okay. So you did Boa Isle? Is that what you did?
Yeah, whatever the,
is that the volcano?
fire, like the volcano.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looks like you're around halfway.
Yeah.
So not too bad, huh?
No. Oh, and you bounce too. You bounce on them.
Ooh.
That's a good down thrust. Cool. I'm impressed.
It is. I mean, games live and die by down thrusts.
I also got the shovel. So I can...
did you get the shovel? Ah, you did. I mean, that does open up a lot of exploration, but it's annoying for the menu.
Oh, you can't even open.
Oh, it's kind of annoying to use too. Like your positioning is weird. Oh yeah, does he stay crouched like that?
Yes. See, now I feel like I can explore a bit more. This is the kind of stuff I love in games, where it's just like, all right, now you got some cool cool moves or items. You can go back and check out some other stuff.
Yeah. I mean, really, if you think about the structure of this game is not terribly unlike something like RZ, right? Where it's got these like,
for sure
levels.
Yeah, this is
it's like it's not Metroidvania because there's like the world map.
No, I mean I like this kind of thing actually like a bit better.
Yeah.
You know, it's Wonder Boy-esque. You know, but you have you don't have an overworld like you.
With the world map.
Yeah. You know, I like doing like world tour type stuff.
Mm. I think you gotta make that area fill up with water somehow.
Oh, it was full of water and I emptied it.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't know how you get back up there, or if you maybe you don't need to.
Yeah, because that's what's coming in right here. I'm just gonna look around here and then we'll call it a night.
Wampum is, I assume that's complete, is $1,500.
Oh, geez.
I mean, I want to say I got that game for like, I don't know, 35, 40, probably 10, 11 years ago.
Oh, I do have a recovery magic.
Oh, really? How long have you had that, I wonder? You probably haven't had that long. Not that it matters because you beat the boss without dying.
I also got fireballs.
I'm going to look up the price of wampum. Wampum. Well, loose, it's still very affordable. $50.
Oh, that's not bad.
Oh, I mean, even a complete is only $172. New is $670. Graded is what's like $1,600. Who cares about that?
Yeah. I don't think I'd ever grade any of my games.
No. No. I mean, I don't have anything worth grading anyway because I open my games.
Yeah.
I technically have some sealed games, but they're just stuff like Switch games I haven't gotten around to playing or something like that. Like, I don't have any sealed like vintage games. But yeah, I mean I have zero. I would be so embarrassed to have done that.
Oh, man, I gotta... Lots of shoveling to be done here.
Oh, man. Go to town with that shovel.
Why is it just taking me there? Like that...
Oh, that's weird. You've
Yeah.
already been here, haven't you? Or is that
No, I never been
different?
here.
It looks the same. Well, it's got to be different because how else would you have gotten there?
It is a different one. But I don't know why. Like what it means.
It's very similar. And I don't buy sealed retro games unless it's like cheap. Like I've bought I remember my Onimusha and my Jack 2 were sealed, but they were like $5 or $10.
Hey, well, you just bought a sealed.
I did just buy,
and so did I.
I was not saying I.
Then I
both, yeah, because you found it for like basically the same. Actually, maybe like $5 cheaper than I bought it for. Like sealed Sly 3.
Yeah.
But I justified it to myself because it was the price the game would have been when it was new. You know?
Yeah.
And I mean, I remember at some point like buying, like, I was like, wow, you can still buy a new copy of like some random PS2 game on Amazon. Like, I don't think you really can anymore, but like they used to still have stock of some PS2 games. I remember like, oh, well, I'll just buy a new copy because they were cheap at the time. I mean, this was a while ago, but like, I was like, you know what, Sly 3, like that certain games, I feel like you just always see in really rough condition. And that's one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right, Mr. Do? That sounds familiar. Maybe did I do that with We Love Katamari? Like, probably not that long ago, maybe. That sounds familiar.
I might have bought that sealed Wild Arms 5, I guess. Like,
oh,
because it was $20 more than like the open one, and why wouldn't I do it at that point? And it was in much better shape. I mean, the one that was open was like
pretty rough.
Yeah, it wasn't really worth it.
I guess I totally forgot about that. But yeah, I mean, there's select instances, but it's like, it's not something I seek out. Like, if I buy it, I'm buying it to open it.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's why, you know, like, a lot of times, you know, like, we won't buy sealed stuff because it's like, well, we're just going to open it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, Sly 3, I think it's one of those games that, you know, it's a relatively late PS2 game, and, you know, so I think, you know, for one, you know, it was a game that targeted kids anyway, and it was a late generation game, which meant that, you know, as people were, you know, maybe moving on to the HD consoles, like, kids were still playing PS2 for a long time.
Right.
So I think games that are released under circumstances like that, and like maybe older people who moved on to, you know, other consoles, they weren't interested in Sly, you know, they didn't go back to Sly 3. So it was like mostly bought by like, you know, kids who got the PS2 late, and, you know, it just wasn't treated very well by them. It just seems like certain games just seem cursed to always be like poor condition.
Right.
And that's one of them. Well, I'd say you did a good job.
Yeah. I'll play this after I finish with Dark Forces.
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of go back and finish games that I've started. And that's kind of how I'm feeling. Like, I started a whole bunch of things and didn't really make it to the end of them, so I just feel like I need to do that. Like Dark Forces, Lufia 2, this, and then maybe I'll hit some of those pledge games.
Carito, I would not say that the map looks wrong to me. I mean, those squares, I'm assuming they.
I mean, it's a little
like.
It's kind of crappy looking, but
yeah, it's crappy. I mean, I'd say those squares are just 16 by 16 tiles, and, you know, they're not carefully drawn. So, I mean, Super Nintendo pixels are wider than tall. So if it's 16 by 16, it'll be a little wide.
Yeah, I mean,
but it is a weird looking screen. Like it looks very Atari-esque.
Yes.
It looks like adventure. It looks like a map for adventure.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like garbage.
It's weird, but I don't think there's anything technically wrong with the scaling.
They decided to do this like last minute, probably.
Yeah, it's not a well done map for sure.
Anyways,
so yeah, I guess
that'll do it. Thanks to everybody who donated.
Next week.
And I hope everyone has a wonderful week ahead of you.
Yep.
If you're in the U.S., I hope you enjoy. I hope you have the day off tomorrow. And hang out with some friends.
Well, I'll be working on my video. And then hanging out with friends to play Super Bunny Man, I guess.
There you go. All right, everybody. We'll see you soon. Good night and take care.
Good night.